Let's go back to the NFL. And also, Rob, we're talking about another quarterback. Similar to that. Had a very good year last season. Played the best football of his career. Team made the playoffs, but went out unceremoniously in the postseason. And he wants a contract. And he hadn't gotten it yet for his team. I'm talking about none other than Tua Tagovailoa in Miami. And Joel Klatt, who does a fantastic job covering college football for Fox Sports, he thinks that the Miami Dolphins should draft, Rob, Michael Penix Jr., the quarterback out of Washington, in the first round. And here's why.
The way I view Tua and Mike McDaniel's offense is that it's not the right offense for him. This is not an indictment on Tua in the NFL as much as it is fit. I keep saying that. And when you watch Miami and what they really do, what they need is a guy that throws on time with great leverage and accuracy down the field. And there just so happens to be a guy that is his best attribute sitting there available, and that's Michael Penix. I still want to see Michael Penix with Mike McDaniel's offense and Tyreek Hill.
All right, there you have it, Rob.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I that sounds good, and it doesn't mean that Penix is going to pan out in the NFL. But
he is saying he thinks they should move on from Tua, after next season. But I'm just so we're clear on that.
Yeah, but his point is that he would fit better at the offense, but we don't know that. What I do know about Tua is finally was able to stay healthy all year. Finally put up some really good numbers, and we know the 70-point game. We saw that, which we've never seen in the NFL in a million years or whatever it was. And yes, there were some issues. I'm not saying he's perfect or whatever, but he showed me a lot last year considering where he came from and what he was able to do. And if I'm Miami that did make the playoffs and seemed to be moving in the right direction, I'm not trying to take a step back with a rookie quarterback who I'm not so sure about. And if you're going to take him from the first round, right, you're assuming he's going to play, right?
Not next year. I wouldn't assume he's going to play next year.
So I think you need to add pieces to what you have, and another quarterback.
Offensively, they got plenty. They need defense.
Well, that's what I said. Then I don't want to waste a pick on a quarterback who's not playing. It's about next year, not 2 years from now.
Rob, if they draft Michael Penix Jr. or any quarterback in the first round, I think it's still Tua's our guy for this year, but one of these rookies is insurance in case we don't want to re-sign Tua. So let me ask you this. Would you give Tua, say, a 5-year, $250 million deal right now, if not more?
I'd give him a contract. I would
give him that type of contract.
I don't know what the money is. You know what I mean?
It'd be about that. It would be about that.
Whatever. I'm not saying he's the highest paid quarterback. I wouldn't do that.
Justin Herbert money. That's what we're talking about.
But I'd have to do that. Justin Herbert. I don't know. As good as he is, Chris, I thought he took a step back last year.
Well, he got his deal before that.
Right, but I'm saying he took a step back.
But he's still really good.
Yeah, he took a step back, and I don't think they have any playoff wins, right?
I'm more certain of Herbert than I am Tua.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not so sure.
Herbert's deal was 7 years, $262.5 million. All right, so
no, I'm just saying I like what Tua showed me in a big year last year, coming back after there was plenty of questions about him, and ever since he's been there, there's been talk about drafting somebody else. And the guy just keeps playing. And at one point during the season, people were like, well, he could be in the conversation for MVP because his numbers were that good. And I know that they didn't end up there, Chris. But I like what I've seen, and I'm willing to take a look at this guy. You could play quarterback roulette all you want and think everything that's new and shiny. And we talk about it all the time. It's like a 30% success rate of guys, even if you draft in the first round, that don't make it. They look great in college, but they don't make it. This guy has shown he can play at the next level, and I want to give more time. And if the offense isn't exactly what it should be for Tua, then you make adjustments to make it work for the player. That's what the best coaches do. Not, I got a system and it has to be this regardless. That's what Josh McDaniels did. That's why he hasn't been a good coach.
He did win 6. Or not 6, but he won a lot of Super Bowls with Tom Brady.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as a head coach without Tom Brady and a great defense. I'm talking about that.
Now, McDaniels is a good coach.
He just ain't a good head coach. I'll tell you that.
Mike McDaniel? No, not Josh McDaniels. I'm sorry, Mike McDaniel. I agree. Josh McDaniels is a good offensive coordinator.
He ain't no good head coach. Right.
No, not a good head coach at all. But McDaniel is in Miami. I'm not sold on Tua. If I'm the Miami Dolphins, I am not giving him the long-term big money extension this offseason. I'm saying I got to see more. And when I say more, this is exactly what I mean. First of all, I need to see you stay healthy again. 16, 17 games this year. Because, Rob, he's been in the league 4 years. He's only been healthy 1. And that was last year. And good on him. And I thought it was great. You know, we all are pulling for him to be healthy. But I need to see it again. Before I give you a 5-year, $50 million annual, $50 million a year contract? No, I've got to see you stay healthy more than 1 season. So that's the first thing I'm looking for if I'm Miami. And I'm telling his reps, look, Tua's been healthy 1 year. It was great, but we want to see him this year. And I get it. You can miss a game or so. But 16, 17 games is what I want to see this year. Secondly, I want to see great production again. All right. He was very good last year. All right. And I want to see at least that this year. And here's what I mean. This is where I want the improvement, Rob. And I'm surprised you not hopping on this because this is usually your thing. He wasn't good against good teams. He beat up on tomato cans. And I'm not just talking about wins. I'm talking about his performance. He was 10-1 against non-playoff teams. 1-6 against teams that made it to the postseason. And his numbers dropped dramatically. Completion percentage from 71 to 62. Yards per game from 293 to 227. Yards per attempt, 9, which is great, to 6.5 against playoff teams. TD to interception ratio, 22 touchdowns, 8 picks against non-playoff teams, 8 touchdowns in 7 games, 7 picks against playoff teams. Who you got to beat to go deep? Playoff teams. And his passer rating went from 110 to 80 against good teams. Not to mention, Rob, the brother can't play in cold weather. I don't even mean really cold weather. I mean a slight, a little chill. He's 0-6 when it's 45 degrees or less. And so I'm not saying I'm totally out on him as far as like Joel Klatt. What I am saying is I definitely am not giving him the huge contract yet. Show me something this year. Stay healthy, play great, and show me you can beat some of the good teams. Some of them. I'm not asking you to lead us to the Super Bowl yet, but show me you can play well against some of these good teams, and maybe when it's a little bit chilly outside, and then we can talk about a contract extension.
Okay, but you're all right with paying Dak Prescott, who doesn't play well against the better teams.
He plays better than Tua.
Okay, but I'm giving you your
He plays
numbers.
better than Tua.
But in big games,
Dak is better than Tua.
Bigger playoff games. Chris, I get it. He's played better, put up some big numbers, a lot against bad teams. In big games, a number of big games, he's wet the bed. Last year, playoff game against the first-year starter at home.
We're not talking about
no,
Dak.
I know. I'm just trying to give. But you're and Dak.
I can say the same thing about you. You don't want to play Dak, but you want to play Tua, who hasn't done anything.
No, but
so
Dak.
What's the difference?
Because Dak has had a longer track record than I know.
4 years. That's a long track record too.
No, it's not 8 years.
4
Chris.
years isn't long.
8 years is a long track record.
I get that.
That's
but
a long
act like
way.
Tua's lit the world on fire.
It's not that. It's that he bounced back.
He can't even stay healthy.
He was healthy last year.
Yeah,
That's all.
1 year out of 4.
But
That's
Chris,
enough for
your
you?
argument doesn't work for me because
Your argument doesn't work for me.
Say he stays healthy
So
this
let's
year
keep it on
and get
Tua.
hurt the next year. What does that mean? You
Rob,
can't.
you always say that. That is the most ridiculous
No, it's
stuff.
not. Because
He
your
has
argument
a track
is
record
your
of getting
argument is
injured.
so Chris, if he plays next year and then gets hurt the next year, now what?
Juvenile.
Now
Bring
what?
it, baby. You're
It don't
better
make
than this,
sense.
Rob Parker.
No, because your
Bring
argument
something
makes no
great.
sense.
Bring something strong to
I
the
would
table.
be healthy again for another year, and then he gets hurt the next year. Then what do? Void the contract? You can't predict health. Stop it.
Okay.
Andrew Luck. They signed Andrew Luck, Chris. And
This
what
is
happened to
your
Andrew
MO.
Luck?
Yell, because you
I'm
don't
trying
want me
to tell you.
Talk. Okay.
They shouldn't have signed Andrew Luck because he had a history of injuries, but they signed him.
So do we
That's my
always,
point.
when we talk about the NBA, we always say anybody can get hurt. But then there are certain players, Rob Parker, that it means more for that. When we talk about Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, it's not the same. Even LeBron at his age. Of course, Jason Tatum could get hurt tomorrow. Of course, Giannis Jokic could get hurt anytime. But it's different with Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Kawhi. And you know that. So stop it with the 5th grade arguments and bring me some substance.
No, did Andrew Luck get a contract, Chris, with his history?
You should be ashamed that madness came out of your mouth.
He missed 10 games. They
do
still
you a
gave him a
favor.
contract. They still gave him a contract. You're the only one going around with, no, Tua, you got to stay healthy this
Let me
year.
yell,
And then
'cause I got nothing real
I'll
sharp
give
to
him
say.
a contract. Maybe
I got
after
nothing
that.
sharp to say,
And then
so
he
I'm
can
just
get
gonna
hurt
yell
after
so my
that.
partner can't
You
get
got to
a
go
word in
based
edgewise.
off of what he did last year, which was,
You're thinking
according
like a
to your
fourth
argument,
grader, Rob
according
Parker.
to your argument, he was healthy last year and he played well.
1 out of 4.
There it is. That's
1
the
out of 4.
trend. He's trending
been-
that way, not going the other way.
I'm going to do you a favor.
You don't have to do me a favor.
No, I'm going to do you a favor.
Don't do me a
'cause
favor.
You sound like a 10-year-old.
No, don't do me a favor.
1 season out of 4, he's healthy.
He
and
played
that's
well
enough
and
for
he
you.
stayed healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about Kawhi either because this year he's been great. He's played almost every game this year.
Kawhi got a new
let's not
contract.
worry about
Did he
the-
get a new contract?
Oh, we ain't talking about that. We're talking about his injury
No,
history.
they should have said, the Clippers should have said, play 1 more year and be healthy, Kawhi, and then we'll give you a contract. They signed him,
Yeah,
Chris.
maybe they should have.
But they did.
You're right. Maybe they should have
If
done
they
that.
used your logic, he wouldn't be on the Clippers.
Where? Why not?
Because he can't stay
No,
healthy.
he wouldn't have a long-term
'Cause he couldn't stay
contract
healthy.
with the Clippers.
Because he can't stay healthy. Don't give him another
Do me
contract.
a favor, Rob, and during the break, get on the internet and
No.
read. Maybe you'll come back
I don't
with
have
a
to do
stronger
that.
take.
No.
877-99 on Fox. Excuse my partner for the juvenile takes.